Kenya has banned the export of wood veneer in a bid to protect its forests and expand its tree cover to 30% by the year 2032. Environment, Climate Change and Forestry Cabinet Secretary Aden Duale says the unregulated harvesting of immature trees by foreigners is threatening the success of the government's restoration efforts, as well as loss of billions in revenue. And as Emily Chebet reports, the foreign countries who are on the spot are said to have entered the Kenyan market after being chased away from the neighboring Uganda and Tanzania.
Despite a formal ban on eucalyptus exports to China, Chinese companies operating in Kenya are on the spot for the illegal export of eucalyptus veneers and other raw materials. The rampant harvesting of immature trees by these foreign companies, who are said to process tons of trees in a day, has rattled Environment, Climate Change and Forestry Cabinet Secretary Aden Duale, who has now been forced to suspend the export of raw veneer materials.
And because the people want money, they are cutting very immature trees before even they reach the 10 years. And then they export them to China and India. And then they convert them through value addition for that stuff that will be used in making marine boats, okay? And then they export back to Kenya. So Kenya shipyard, everybody who wants to make boats will buy from them at very expensive.
In a document seen by Citizen TV on the 10th of July 2024, a Chinese company by the name Feiteng Company Limited transported 420,000 kilograms of eucalyptus veneer, the destination in the document showing Mombasa. On the 17th July 2024, another company, Jinsen International Wood Industry Company Limited, transported 29,900 kilograms to the same destination. Corner Hardware and Supplies Limited transported 28,500 kilograms of eucalyptus veneers to China on the 22nd June 2024. The Chinese operations are in various parts of the country, including Londiani, Gilgil, Uasin Gishu, Kinangop, Meru, Kisii, among others. According to Duale, the government is losing billions of shillings in revenue, while the foreign companies are taking advantage of Kenyans.
When they're exporting, because there's very little duty on exports, like the month of June, Kenya Revenue Authority have given us information. They have exported, I think, 750 containers. The revenue the government got was 5 million Kenya shillings. Now we need to protect local investors.
Kenya's timber manufacturers have been sounding alarms over the increase in unregulated cutting of young trees from farmers who are in need of money. Duale says the practice not only threatens Kenya's reforestation efforts, but also undermines the country's economy by bypassing local tax obligations.
How do we convince private sector players, government, Kenyan citizens to plant trees when there are individuals who are coming to our country, cutting with brokers, cutting the immature trees, and then send it to China? And from information I have, they did the worst. In fact, they did the worst this in Uganda and Tanzania, and they have been chased.
Veneers are beautiful thin layers of wood that have become valuable in global trade, particularly in markets in India and China. Emily Chebet, Citizen TV.